caramel tongues. And
welcome everyone back to my channel. Been pretty consistent on the once a month uploads, but I do hope to post more frequently in the future. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I filmed our past Friday and Sunday, mostly Sunday, so this is mostly a Sunday vlog of this past Sunday, but this was on Friday afternoon. I got this brand new playpen in for the ferrets. It was recommended by Ferret Tales, another ferret YouTuber. I will link below the exact playpen that I got that she recommended. I did get 3 sets like she did because I wanted it to be the same size, and I did flip up the panels, so instead of having the solid panels on the bottom, I have them on the top because, as you can see, a couple of them arrived busted, so they had to go on top or else the ferrets would be able to go right out. But it is kind of a flimsy material, so it makes sense for it to be damaged during transit. But anyways, I got this set up for them and they love it. I've only used it once. But as you guys know, Patsu loves going outside. He loves playing outside, and as I get bigger, it's just a lot harder for me to take him out and keep up with him. But I added a black tube and a couple other things that you'll see in a bit to the playpen to make it more fun. And there's still so much more room to add things to. So I think it was a really good investment. It wasn't that expensive, and it helps get all the ferrets out simultaneously, and I don't really have to like chase them around because they are pretty fast, especially this guy, Remy. He is so fast when he gets going. Momo has kind of slowed down a bit with her age, so she's easy to keep up with, but she also loves being outside in the sun, and Patsu does as well. But we have like a little water feature in there that they will be playing with in this video. But I just wanted to show you guys a little update on the ferrets. They're doing really well. It definitely was a bit of an adjustment going from 4 ferrets down to 3. It's, you know, the house definitely feels emptier without Appa. He would have really loved this playpen setup as well. But yeah, you know, we definitely really miss him. And it's been a bit of an adjustment, especially when he first passed, to not have him around because he had such a huge personality. But you know, I don't mind having just the 3. I've been doing well with just 3 and not taking on more ferrets. I came close one time, but I've been staying good because we just really cannot take on any more ferrets indefinitely. Maybe in years to come, but not anytime soon, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll just let you enjoy the rest of this play session, and I will hop back on to chat more in a bit.
Turn the water off, please.
Let's talk pregnancy updates. Yay! I apologize to those who are just here for the ferret content, but it is a very, very real aspect of our lives. I mean, it is our life right now, waiting for the arrival of our baby girl. I am now 30 weeks pregnant, so it is just going by so fast. I felt like the first trimester, it was a crawl. You know, I've known since 4 weeks that I was pregnant, so I've known for a very long time. And the first trimester going into the second trimester, you know, I didn't really look pregnant. I felt pregnant for the most part, especially in the second trimester, but I didn't really look pregnant until very recently. And I also didn't feel any sort of kicks or movement until 18 weeks, I believe I was, when I first started feeling everything. But it definitely feels a lot more real now because it is hard for me to do pretty much anything. You know, putting my shoes on, getting dressed, putting socks on, like bending over for anything is 10 times harder. But you know what? We are dealing with that. And Brian has been such a huge help. We did encounter a bit of a blip. So like our first, I wouldn't even call it a complication. It was just kind of annoying. In pregnancy, you take a 1-hour glucose test. Most people do, and you can either pass, quote unquote, pass or fail it, and it's just a very sugary drink that you have to drink within 5 minutes, and they measure how your blood sugar reacts to that and how it goes back down. So I essentially failed the 1-hour test, which I was not expecting, even though it is pretty common to fail the first one and then have to do the second one, which is 3 hours long, and it's 4 blood draws, and it's a very concentrated drink. I was like, there has to be something else that I can do. And they do this to test for gestational diabetes. It is a form of diabetes that essentially goes away after you're pregnant, and it can affect pretty much anyone. It doesn't matter if you have like certain risk signs or anything like that, or any sort of symptoms. It can affect pretty much anyone. So I felt like I didn't have it, but of course that doesn't always mean anything. So instead of doing the 3-hour, I opted to monitor my blood sugar for 2 weeks. So after every meal, I had to test my blood sugar 4 times a day for 2 weeks. And it wasn't fun. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't fun. But I did the 2 weeks. We're all done checking my sugar, and everything looks good. So I definitely don't miss doing that. Sunday is hay day, so we are picking up my mom's vehicle. We are able to use her big van because we can fit 6 bales of hay in one go, which is crazy and awesome. So we got over here to find out that she's currently at the feed store getting some gardening stuff. So we are going to go meet her at the feed store to swap vehicles, so we can get the bales of hay. I think we need to get litter. Sunday is fun. Sunday is always full of all of the errands that we have to run because before Brian got his new job recently, Sunday was like one of the only days off that we had together. So it was the only day off that we had together. So we did all the errands, the grocery shopping, the feed stock, getting the ferret food, prepping things and all that. So Sunday is usually pretty busy. There's not a lot of time to relax on a Sunday for us. But with his new job, he works normal hours during the week, so he has the full weekends off. And we haven't had Saturdays off together in a very, very long time. In years, we haven't had Saturdays off together. So we did have a full day of fun yesterday. So we went to a festival together, and I think Saturday is just kind of like our day to do things together, kind of like more date things, whereas Sunday is we got to get stuff done, especially at the barn. We have a lot of things that we need to do at the barn. And we're going to take the horses out for a walk. We've been doing that on Sundays just to kind of help get them out and about and accustomed to the areas around the barn for when eventually I can start riding again after baby is here. The horses will already be kind of accustomed to their environment.
Just good.
Yeah.
Bryn's driving.
Mm-hmm.
We just swapped cars. Can't do locations.
No.
We just swapped cars at our local hay dispensary.
Hay dispensary.
To feed and potentially walk by our own mama.
As you can see, there's a couple areas of the fence that need mending that we will work on eventually. It's on our list. Iro's very impatient, as you can see. No. Oh, he gets an apple. Oh. I wanted to talk a little bit about the division of duties in my marriage and kind of how Brian and I make things work with having so many animals, especially the horses, and just how we keep things mostly equal. I say mostly because obviously I'm very pregnant, so he's going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting and bulkier tasks that require more because I did them as long as I could, but it very quickly became apparent that my body was suffering for them. So like going to the barn most often, because originally it was something that mostly I was doing because they were obviously originally my horses, but they are both of our horses, but you know what I mean? Like they're kind of like my thing. So I was totally fine with taking over the majority of their care when we swapped them over to the new barn. But very quickly, I just became too pregnant to do it every day, twice a day, filling up the hay nets, scrubbing the water trough, filling the water, mucking the field, doing feed stock, picking up hay. It all became a little bit too much for me currently. So I do what I can. As you can see, I'm tidying up the feed stall where we keep all of our feed, and while Brian moves the bales in and helps feed the horses and all that great stuff. Ho, ho, ho. Trying to get both of them in the shot. And they're both looking away. What was that? I think he might have thought that she was going to go after him. Oh. The garden is off to a much better start this year. I don't even remember where it was at last year, but I always struggled with gardening. It just was never something that came super easy to me. But this year I'm growing tomatoes, snap peas, lavender. I have 2 different lavender plants going right now, and one of them survived all through winter. So I didn't even touch it, and it was just out on my patio, and it somehow survived. Parsley, as you can see, that's what I'm cutting up to dry because it's just growing like crazy. And basil, oregano, and thyme. So all of them, they're doing pretty well. The basil plants are not as hardy as some of the other things that I'm growing, so they kind of go from being wilty to looking great and just back and forth. But I have been drying some parsley because I'm not a huge fan of fresh parsley for some reason. I just don't really like it. It's just a little bit too leafy for me. And drying lavender as well for bath time and just all the great uses that lavender has. But there was a little chipmunk at the feeder and all of those seeds were gone the next day. Hello again. Brian is out doing the grocery shopping because I hate grocery shopping, and he is feeding the horses their dinner. He's grabbing the laundry as well from my parents' house because we're trying to save a little bit of money, and with our parents being right around the corner, it just makes sense to do laundry over there for now. Just way cheaper. And our units downstairs in the basement, shared units, sometimes don't work, and we don't always know that before we put the coins in. So we have lost quite a few dollars trying to use some of the units downstairs. Right now I'm actually going to be doing something that I have not done in like over a year. It has been over a year since I've made sourdough, but I'm just getting the starter ready, so won't be able to make sourdough bread for a couple days because it's just like when I was going through my job switch, I was very depressed. I was very depressed going from being a nanny to my current job now that I do really enjoy. So kind of like that transition period, and towards the end of my nannying, I was just feeling super burned out and just like, I don't know, I just felt like I didn't have time for anything, and bread making just kind of went, was just not a priority for a while. So now that obviously, you know, we're having a baby, Brian now has his big boy job in his field, I feel compelled. I feel compelled to get back to making bread and more meals from scratch and doing a better job at keeping the home and our garden and taking care of the animals, and I just feel a lot better about things overall. So I'm going to be making basil or pesto chicken. I need to deal with all of these clothes and towels, and then I want to show you guys the baby area because it's super cute. Alrighty, so I wanted to show you what we have for our baby set up currently. So this is bassinet number 1. We have bassinet number 2 out in the living area, which I'll show you real quick. It is right there. This is a hand-me-down bassinet. The family that I nannied for, and I still nanny for on occasion, was super generous enough to give us so much baby stuff. And it's just really nice to be able to have the things that I used when I was a nanny for my nanny kids, and now I get to use it for our kids. But I've got this side sleeper bassinet, a mobile, whatever you'd like to call them, attachment, because I'm actually going to be ordering a standing one, because the one that we were given attaches to a crib, and they did give us a crib, but we don't have enough room for a crib and a bassinet, and I really just wanted the side sleeper for now. But eventually, if we do use the crib, I will use that as well. But I wanted to use this and attach it to a standing mobile thing because it's just so sweet, so adorable, and it matches our bed stuff as well. And you might be wondering why this otter has a diaper on, but Brian has never diapered a baby, so we were doing some practice on one of my mini otters, and my sister picked up another otter plushie, so to add to my collection, I have so many. Ton of crocheted ferrets that my mom made. This is Momo. This is just a random ferret. And a little crochet bunny she did. This is a wood block with our daughter's name on it that we have not yet shared, so it is currently flipped around. This little black-footed ferret we were gifted from a friend, and a ton of these books are from when I was a kid. So these were the exact ones that I had as a baby, and growing up. Most of these were all from when I was a kid, so it's really special to be able to read them all. I remember all of them, so it's just extra special. I have even more books. These are kind of larger. A little horsey that someone gifted us, and my kalimba, because I figured it would be very helpful to put baby to sleep. I have a couple books here. Some of these are new to us, like Frankie the Ferret, super cute. We got that at our baby shower, and we just picked this one up. It is a Bible storybook, and I really like this. And then a bunch of the American Girl doll books we got at a book sale as well. I loved these as a kid. I don't know about you guys, but I have a ton of them, and they're just super sweet, and I think that our daughter will love to read those eventually. I got these shelves at Goodwill. I have a crocheted eye row that my mother made. This is my favorite, one of my favorite pieces of artwork that I've thrifted, and it's just a lady holding her baby with a bunch of flowers in a beautiful garden, and I loved it. I also have a crocheted Wilma. You see her little star that my mom made. A bunch of little ferret and otter figurines that I've collected over the years. Changing table with a changing pad, just to kind of keep it protected from the cat. The cat has already kind of gotten her claws in it, unfortunately, but that's why I wanted one for now. We have a really nice air purifier that my grandparents gifted us. We got the diaper genie. This vanity table is my favorite piece of furniture. It has followed me everywhere. Like a little caddy, it's on wheels. It was more pastel in the photos. I wasn't expecting it to be so bright, but that's fine. Some Honest diapers, wipes. I have a bunch of like miscellaneous things like shea butter, thermometer, some like my personal stuff that I like, lotions, and we have the baby closet, which I've been working on for quite some time. So here's an overview of this closet. We've got a bunch of gifted diapers, a play mat, bunch of crocheted blankets from my mother. This was supposed to be an over-the-door hanging storage, but I totally forgot that our closet doors are like 8 feet tall. They are so tall. They're all the way up to the ceiling. So there was no way that was going to work out. So I have a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in here, like that were like part of the Amazon free gift type thing. A bunch of like user manual type things. I think these are baby socks, but a little bit older. Yeah, 12 to 24 months baby socks that we don't need for now. A little nursing pillow. I have all these clothes that I need to wash before baby gets here. I just wanted to hang them up to get them out of the way, but I have them all organized. So like we have a couple preemie things just in case, but newborn. So we've got these little dividers because I knew that Brian would really need help figuring out what size is what. I have 0 to 3 month here and 3 to 6 months, and I have clothes that go all the way up to a year that we were given. A lot of these clothes were hand-me-downs or thrifted. Little crochet dress that my mom made. Ton of crochet things actually that she made. More diapers, heating pad. What else do I have in here? I have like hooded things that were given to us. A diaper bag that I've had for a very long time. It's just a backpack, but you can use it as a diaper bag. More wipes, more cloths, burp cloth type things. These ones were made by a family member, so they're super sweet. And then this little drawer that I bought from Amazon, super helpful to have in this tiny apartment. I've got tons and tons of hats, you guys, like little crocheted hats from my mom, socks, little booties that she made, so stinking adorable. And this she made as well. These are, I think, just sleeper items that I have in here, so like zip ups, little nightgown type things. These are all of these these are gifted hand-me-down bibs. There's so many of them. And then pants, more crocheted items. And down here, oh, I just have random things. So a lot of swaddle, carrier type things. This is like a little snowsuit. Why are you so sad looking all the time? Here is a bit of an overview, but I think it's really cute. It's quickly become my favorite area of the house.
A little dream that I've had recently, something that I would really love to achieve someday, maybe not now, maybe in the future, probably because I've been watching a ton of those types of YouTubers and YouTube videos. I wish I could kind of turn this channel into a more lifestyle, homemaking, cooking, animals. Obviously I'm currently making animal content, or I haven't in a while, but you know, this is kind of an animal channel, but kind of transition a little more into sort of lifestyle content, not family vlogging. I want to make that very clear. I am not a huge fan of family vlogging, and not something that I plan on doing. My daughter will not be posted on social media, her face or anything, but anyways, I'm going on a tangent. But I would love, especially because like living in such a small space, an apartment, I think there's a lot of cool content ideas about like homemaking in a small space, in an apartment, homesteading even. I mean, people might have an issue with calling that homesteading, but yeah, I don't know. I would love to be able to do that at some point. But I understand that the majority of you are here for ferret content, but you have to understand that I've like talked about everything. There's really not else to really talk about unless I want to repeat old videos and just make them new again. But then I run into the same problems over and over again. And that's really honestly a good thing. You know, I don't want to be reacting to animal abuse on TikTok. I don't want to be making those videos that get a ton of views, because it just doesn't make me happy. It opens me up to a ton of criticism online that I really just don't even feel like dealing with. I would much rather do like cozy, chill content. So maybe you'll be seeing more of me in the future. We'll see. I would just love to be able to just post more about our cozy little life here on YouTube. So leave a comment if that's something that you'd be interested in, if you made it this far. And I hope to see you guys soon.